So let's talk a little bit more about those first few albums that you were with the band, the concept, Just a Touch of Love, and the amazing Stone Jam, which is my personal favorite, and included the hit Watching You. You know, talk to me, Steve, about how those projects came together, what the creative process was like for the band in terms of composing, arrangements. You know, were you guys buried in the studio rehearsal a lot? And who are some of the other maybe key producers or contributors?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say we loved playing together. We really did. The blend that we had was special. We understood it was special. Stevie Washington, I have to give a lot of credit. We called him the fearless leader. He was the nephew of Pee Wee of the Ohio Players. And that's what got him and brought him to Dayton from East Orange, New Jersey. So Stevie Washington had, I call him like the forerunner to Prince. He was very studio savvy, and he was into the sound. He was into our studio sound, and he was into our sound live. And so we worked really hard on getting a unique sound. Mark Adams, for instance, his bass sound, it's his fingers for sure. But a lot of it is how Stevie Washington recorded him and set up his equipment to bring the best out of what he was doing sonically so you could hear it. And Mark Adams, to me, is one of the most powerful recorded bassists in R&B history. The sound, just the sound coming over the radio, the sound jumping off the records. Part of that has to do with Stevie Washington. So we loved playing together. Stevie Washington understood the studio. And I guess when you look at it, when you're inspired by each other, ideas just come. And so we all would make a great concoction. Danny Webster, who had that funky guitar style and had great picking parts. Now, I don't think Danny gets enough credit for the picking parts. That picking part that he did on Just a Touch of Love is just, it's just classic. It's just classic. And some of the other picking parts that he'd done throughout our musical time together. He was such a great contributor. Of course, Mark Adams with his amazing bass and the bass lines. Stevie Washington, Floyd Miller was doing a lot of the horn arrangements. And so those are the primary cats. You know, Mark Hicks as well. They call me Drac, his solos. So we had a great concoction. And Stevie Wonder, I'll call him Stevie, he was a wonder as well. Stevie Washington understood how to make it all work and pull it together to make a cohesive sound that everything complemented the other. So yeah, Stevie Washington, you know, he deserves a lot of credit. And especially what he was 18, 19, 20, you know, 20, 21, like that as time went on, because he was 16 when Slide came out as well. So yeah, man, those are the primary people that I would say. And then, you know, I came in there, and then Starlina Young came into the group from Jersey, and so did Kurt Jones. So yeah, man, man, Slave, I thought at one time we had one of the most powerful lineups in music, period, regardless of the genre. There was a lot of heavy hitters in Slave around. Stone Jam is a good example of when we were all at full blast together.
That's an amazing record.